When I set the business up, I looked at this principally around about businesses from about 5 people. So you're in the early days of setting up, or right up to sort of 30 heads, I'd say, from if we feed into sort of like the managing director. We also support bigger teams as well. So we've got some clients at around about 100 heads. But what we do is that we work with the HR teams. So we recognise that they need a bit more support in terms of how we help fill them out into some technical knowledge. So what we do is that we work with them and they deal with us like a query line, and we'll answer their questions. We'll give them some tactical approaches to deal with issues, and then we can model documents in that then needs to deploy that plan. I think to a degree we know the documents are good and you can work with them and they're easy. I think the other part of the business, or kind of what EZHR can bring, is actually kind of our experience. So principally we come from a business process outsource background, and with that there was a requirement for businesses to be lean and mean, and we know how to get to the best possible outcome as quickly or as efficiently or as effectively as you need to. Calmness is probably, a lot of the issues that we deal with is that kind of an incident has happened, or there's a trigger event or something, and I think nothing is ever as bad as it feels when that incident happens. So I've been accused of offering therapy rather than HR services at times, but it's more from the point of view that I want you to walk away and feel like we're in control of this, and in the vast majority of instances we are in control of it. It's just you've just not had that exposure to those types of issues before. I'd say there's 3 instances. One is that someone's either starting a business and they've gone, you know what, we want to get things in place, and they're building the business and we'll get these things in place. The second one is probably there's been accumulation of issues, and more than one occasion we've had a client come to us and we've literally got a box of problems and gone, we need to work through these. And then the third is there is that trigger event, and actually there's a disciplinary that needs to be dealt with. There is a bidding for work, and they need a bit of help with that. And I'd say those are probably the 3 points of entry we see from the majority of our clients. I worked in large businesses that worked with SMEs for years, and the amount of small businesses that I saw getting shortchanged by the providers they had in place, it just wasn't good enough for them. And I think for me is I see the people that service this particular space, and I think they need to serve more than what they're getting at this moment in time. It's attitude and approach, you know what I mean? I think the big thing for me is about risk, and it's not about saying actually let's give you every kind of risk out there available that you can engage with, but every decision is on a scale, and in certain situations you need a really safe decision, in certain situations you can engage in a little bit more, and I think it's important that people have the opportunity to look at what that scale looks like, and then how do you actually then assess what those opportunities are. And I think that when you get to the helpline and you are dealing with those issues, is I think if you can be taken through what those options are, you then as a business owner can then do it your way, rather than being told by someone you have to do X, Y and Z.